Okay, just getting things set up here. All right. So what I'm gonna do tonight is play around in the old iPad. Let's see, can I move this? Yes, I can. There we go. That is better. Let's move my chat window thing out of the way here. Okay. So I'm gonna be doing some iPad stuff tonight, and the main reason for that is I just upgraded my screen protector and Apple Pencil tip, so it seemed like a good excuse to play around and have some fun. Let's goof around. So what I got was, I might have to back up for this, but it's the Astropad, what they call their rock paper pencil pack. It's their own version of a screen protector, and you're obviously seeing the wrong side here. Thanks, Jam Cats. Yep, I had fun making it. It's a work in progress. I'll probably tweak some stuff, but so previously I've used the paper-like iPad screen protectors, and I've also used, for lack of a better term, the off-brand version of that. And the paper-like was okay. I seem to remember I liked just the different brand one I found on Amazon a lot more. It just felt a little better. But the main reason I wanted to try this was not so much of the screen protector, although it is nice. It is the I don't know how well this will show up on the ye old webcam, but it's a metal tip for the Apple Pencil, which they claim mimics that of a ballpoint pen. And as someone who draws with pens a lot, that was something I was interested in trying, because I like doing that a lot. Guess that doesn't work. Anyway, so I've not put a lot of time into it yet, but to get to some other things, it was super easy to take the tip. You just unscrew it and put this one in. It comes with two. Astropad.com. They're not paying me for this. I want to try this on my own. I will say, pro tip: double check your cart when you're checking out, because I was positive I picked the one for my 12.9 inch iPad Pro, and I ended up getting the most recent one. And really, the only difference is where the cutouts are on the protector for your camera. So I have one that's not. It fits the screen fine, but the cutouts are not where my camera lens and photo eye thing are. So I had to cut it out myself, basically, which was easy with a pair of scissors. Doesn't look great, but it works. And I mean, it's just, obviously I'm not drawing on that part, so it doesn't matter. But I will say the installation was super easy. It's they do recommend you clean your screen, which I did. Let's see. I have to remember my webcam is backwards, so every way I move, I have to. So they have a little simple process here. You probably can't hear me too well because it's blocking the mic. Anyway, unlike other screen protectors I've done, there was none of the like lay it down, use a little sticker tab things, scrape it out, or scrape the bubbles out with a hard edge thing. It was super easy. You just slap it on, smooth it down, and you can take it on and off, which I had to do to cut the camera holes out of mine. And but if you just, and I did have a friend who I recommended it to, and she had the same issue where, let's check my audio levels here, make sure I'm not peaking too much. I'm experimenting with turning the gain down on the mic because I felt it was picking up a lot of room noise. And just instead of having the gain high in the mic, just increasing the output of the mic in OBS. So anyway, she had the same thing happen to her, but she caught it before she bought it, and swapped it out. I was just doing it quickly on my phone via like I think the Instagram ad. I don't need these on actually. Ad I saw, and went to the website, checked it out, kind of went back and forth for a few minutes, but then decided just for the heck of it to try it, because I've never sort of really connected with drawing on the iPad like I had hoped I would. And I don't think it's the screen so much now as it is it's the tip of the Apple Pencil, the default one. I came from the Microsoft Surface, which I only got at the time because the iPad, you couldn't draw on it at that time. And if they would have had the iPads they do now, I would have gotten that and never ventured into the scary world of Windows operating systems for me. So on that note, it's good to be back fully, mostly into the Mac ecosystem with my new Mac Mini. So, if you love Windows, great. I mean, I use both. Each has their own strengths and weaknesses. I just, on a personal level, have always enjoyed Apple OS a lot more. Anyway, so like I said, putting on the screen protector and the new tip was super easy. Not difficult at all. It comes with 2 tips. I believe they're the same. I keep meaning to go to the site to actually see if there is any difference, but they look the same to me. And I don't know why. I mean, I guess one could be a different thickness or something. But to sort of get back to what I was saying about the Surface Pen came with several different tips you could try out. And even that took me a while, but and they weren't always all great, but it did have a wide variety of tips, and I've never experimented with that on the Apple Pencil. I will say in the little bit I've used this, I've been very impressed with this. I also did, with some recent brushes I did actually go in and kind of change my pressure curve in Procreate a bit, and that I think has helped. So I mean, this is just me drawing real quick here, and I already feel this is like way better than it's ever been for me on the iPad. And this is just me quickly goofing around here. If you're like me and you want to try it out, I mean, it wasn't that expensive. Again, not a sponsored post. I just did it on my own. Give it a try. And again, make sure you have the correct iPad screen size when you check out, because it does seem to kind of like change it, at least for me and a friend of mine who also did it. And if you catch it, it's fine. I didn't catch it, and the screen thing did fit, because mine is still, I think it's the new one's technically meant for the 13-inch, and mine's like 12.9, so it's fine, it fits. And I had to cut out a little bit for the camera thing, because the second I put it on, it was covering up the sensor that like the light sensor thing that tells you how to make the screen bright or not, or raise the screen brightness. And so like immediately like went black, but once I cut out the little piece, it was fine. So there's that. Yeah, let's see here. I'm gonna play around with some of the new pencils I got. Let's see here. Yeah, try this one. Okay. Yeah, and I will say, like, it is, yeah, there is a bit of more of a texture feel for me with this, and I think the metal tip definitely helps. The default tip, just I never really, like, I felt it was also like too big compared to what I'm used to. As someone who does tend to draw with a finer point pen and pencils, like it didn't have the same feel for me. So tonight we're gonna we're just gonna make up some weird Lafufus, because why not? Yeah. And just kind of have some fun and make some silly things. See how it goes. Hang on a second here. Let's do a quick dashboard check. Make sure everything's working right. Okay. All right. Okay. So for those who don't know, whoops, I lost my, okay, there we go. There's Labubus, which are the real, like, weird, little monster things. And then there's the Lafufus, which are like kind of the off-brand, demented, ones that don't look exactly the same. So I'm just gonna play around and make some fake Lafufus. I mean, they're already fake, but and we'll just see how that goes. Can I get a little? That's. And I'm gonna bring up a reference image on my desktop here so I can. I mean, I know what they look like, but. There's like some oh, good Lord. Oh boy. They're so weird. Yes, thank you, Wikipedia. Open image in new tab. Good enough. Of course, it's like a super tiny image in this super big window. There we go. And yes, I know I could drop a reference image into Procreate, but oh, no, it's okay. There we go. Too many windows. There we go. I'm just going to shrink my chat thing there. All right. Sorry. Okay. Man, these things are, I mean, they're cute and they're weird, which is, as someone who aims for cute and weird with his own work, I get it. But like you'll get some that like the hands are wrong, they're backwards, the faces are upside down. I mean, they're all over TikTok. If you just type in Lafufu on TikTok, or anywhere really, you'll find them. But we'll call this one Grimble, because why not? I'll probably swap up pens too to kind of get more used to play around with the new Apple Pencil thing a bit. let's just put them all in separate layers. Let's see how many layers of Lafufus I can make before my iPad crashes. Okay, so my adventure this weekend was, I'm gonna start like with face first. I got to go to summer camp for a day. Steph used to go to summer camp as a kid and ended up being a counselor, and so they had like 100-year, well, not 100-year reunion for her, obviously, but the camp was celebrating its 100th anniversary, Camp Mystic Lake, and so like everyone came back to the camp and partook in camp activities, and so I got to live out the summer camp activities I never did as a kid. And I get it, the people who like it, but yeah, it's not for me. The chanting in groups, singing songs around the flagpoles and stuff, and at the dinner table and everything. And this was not like a religious, camp by any stretch. I mean, it was a YMCA, but it was not like a Bible camp or anything like that. But it just was definitely not something as a kid I would have put up with. So, this is, whoop, my mic is wobbling. Don't want that. Oh boy. iPad just fell down. Oh boy. Well, at least that doesn't affect what you guys see. No, we got another one for the blooper reel. And I bumped my mute button in the process, so that's good. But yeah, it was neat. We got I got Steph made me a nice friendship bracelet. I got the tie-dye shirt. I tried archery, not sorcery. I would have liked to try sorcery. That would have been fun. Could have made myself disappear. Anyway, but yeah, it was an interesting experience, and she had a lot of fun. Now, see, yeah, sorcery summer camp would be a lot of fun. I would go to that. I also would have went to an arts camp, and this was like your generic, stereotypical, in a good way, summer camp, kind of thing. No. Let's try a different pencil here. Those are fine liners. I want that. I'll do this one. This is supposed to mimic a type of ink brush I like. But yeah, not my thing, but that's okay. We were well fed. We had breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the camp. Again, something I've never done before. Like they rang the meal bell and everything, and all that kind of stuff. See, the thing with these Lafufus is they're also like asymmetrical when it comes to some of their features. Let's see. For breakfast, we had Scrambled eggs, biscuits and gravy, which actually were very good. For mass produced food, they were actually really good. I've had some terrible scrambled eggs at things like that in the past, and these are actually really good. And the biscuits and gravy are really good. And more importantly, they had coffee all day. Oh, that's got some pressure on it, huh? Let's see here. Let's go. No, I don't want that. I had a bunch of. I have too many pencils. That's the problem. Lunch was corn dogs. Okay. Corn dogs and salad bar. And yeah, I can't remember, but dinner was cheeseburgers, baked beans, salad bar again, probably switch back to a more. Yeah, this is a little too fuzzy for video, but whatever. And dessert was a sundae bar. It's a fun pencil, but doesn't look great on video, so I'm going to switch to something else. Let's see what else we got. So this is the problem with Procreate, is you can really fall down the rabbit hole of all these brush settings. I don't need stamps. There we go. There was that mechanical one I was using earlier. Okay. Toothy. I've yet to see how my tie-dyed shirt turned out. We're probably going to finish that up tomorrow. We colored pencil. Okay, let's see how this goes. Yeah, it looks like colored pencil. Where am I open here? Should be open. Okay. All right. Whatever. I'll figure it out. it is very real. There's too many options. It's like that with guitar stuff too, because I have a amp that my Fender Mustang amp has hundreds of digital sound options between amps and effect pedals and everything, and it's sometimes it's too much, you know. Um, yeah, so it's sometimes too many options is not a good thing. This one's name is Brumble. Did I ever do that? Oh, it was Grimble. Okay, well, maybe they're related. Anyway, this is fun. Just being silly and drawing silly things here. And going through all my different hundreds of options for drawing stuff. Let's see here. Let me just look like that's a little too crazy. The thing is, like, I want something else to look good on the feed. Ooh, fountain pen. That's too much. No, that's too much. Okay, we'll try this. Ooh, that's got some stuff going on. I was not as good at archery as I had hoped, but I've done it in the past. It's been a long time. The last time I did it, I learned I was left eye dominant, but right hand dominant. The guy at the range had me do the thing where you like look at something and you close one eye and then you close the other eye and like or whatever you're like, hey, you like line me up in the middle of your hands and then close your eyes or something like that, and that's how they figure out like what eye dominance you have. So I did try a left-handed bow, and they were like these, you know, smaller compound, but not like hardcore compound, you know, Hawkeye bows, but this is fun. This has some interesting stuff to it. But the last time I did it at the range, I actually did better with just a straight up recurve traditional bow. The compound thing, like having to pull it back far enough so it would catch, and then it was always kind of a hang up for me in the 20 minutes I learned how to use it. If I spent more time with the compound, I'm sure I would get the hang of it better. Yeah, so this one's got like a interesting look to it. This is a fountain pen one. Okay, let's go back to first things first. What was I using at the start? I was using that. There we go. shake this up here. Let's see how that looks. It's a little. Okay, let's go with this. Just looking at my reference image here. Yeah, I will say with this new tip thing, this is so much better than it was. Like between the tip and they do recommend to use obviously the protector screen, the screen thing with the metal tip or anything really, because the metal tip would absolutely like scratch up your iPad screen otherwise, because I don't know how well you can see here, but I mean it sticks out quite a bit. Like you could definitely scratch up your iPad. And I will say it does feel close to like a ballpoint pen. Definitely feels better when I'm like writing out text. Yeah, this is the thing I gotta remember. Like stuff looks brighter. Anyway, let's see, we're up to 8 layers so far and still cooking. I mean, it's fine. I don't have this at like super high resolution, so it should be okay. What we got here? Sorry. Buffering. Brain buffering. Anyway, let's do another one here. Let's maybe try. Actually, look at my thing. Okay. Let's see here. Let's maybe. Cool, that worked. Nope, that didn't work. I got an opening there. Yeah, this drop-in coloring thing isn't perfect because you can see how it's missing these little where it didn't actually catch up. There's ways to make it better. There's 100 ways to actually color stuff in Procreate, but for what I'm doing right now, this is plenty fine. We're just playing around, making weird little things. Probably hear the pen tip on the screen protector. All right. Okay. I don't have a closed. Okay, what am I doing wrong there? Whatever. Not gonna worry about it. Let's see how we're dope. Okay. Right. Oops. Sorry, just again looking at my reference of a real Labubu to see how I can manipulate this to be weird. I mean, honestly, I've seen worse ones on on TikTok. I saw one today with an upside down face, which actually kind of inspired me to do this tonight. So thank you for that. Okay, so they have like a no, dang it. I mean, I should be doing another layer is what I should be doing, but I don't want to do that. So I don't know why. Okay. Well, you know what? I like that better anyway, so forget it. Yeah. Okay, we're up to 9, still going strong. Let's see here. Let's do something different here. Let's get funky. Okay, that's not what I was hoping for. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just... Okay, let's see here. Oh, that didn't work. There we go. That's better. That's too dark. Okay, now I know what I'm doing for this one. This is gonna be ridiculous. Okay. Man, that's so much brighter on the output. I just wonder if that's a my screen thing or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's fine. It's something I gotta play around with still. Okay, so we need white. Now we're gonna go back to this. No. No. Too big. Silly. It's silly. What I gotta remember is like their eyes like take up so much of the the black part of their eyes take up so much of the white part. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm purposely making wrong versions, but they're like little tiny. Of course, we got their teeth. They're little. No, it's a little too big. I used to use my iPad all the time when I was doing a weekly webcomic. That's what I did it in. First, it was my Surface, and then when I switched to digital back in the day, it was my Surface using back then Manga Studio, which then became Clip Studio Paint, and then nowadays I think it's just Clip Studio. But when I switched to my iPad, man, that's really washed out on the output. That's something I got to figure out why that is. Oh, that's an iPad setting or a OBS input setting. Maybe I can tweak. Maybe. Anyway, so when I switched to my iPad for doing my comics, like I still used Clip. I didn't use it for my ongoing comic when I was doing it, but I will sometimes use Procreate for comics. It has its pros and cons, like any software. Big pro with Clip is it was built from the ground up for making comics. Procreate is just it's art. It's a generic I don't mean that in a negative way, just but like an all-purpose like art program. So you absolutely can do comics in it, but there's some stuff you got to figure out first. Whereas like Clip Studio has built-in stuff for making panels, for doing speech bubbles. It has really, better text and font options. You know, all those sort of things. When it comes down to like the straight up drawing, I mean, they might be kind of equal. I don't know. But what I do like about Clip is I know when I'm making something vector based or rasterized or not or whatever. So like if I'm gonna do something, I don't know, I guess I have sent stuff off for print that I've done in Procreate. Now that I think about it, maybe I don't remember. But if there's something like I'm absolutely like concerned about the color space and what type of file type it is or whatever, I'll do it in Clip because all that's there. Procreate definitely tries to simplify everything, which is good, but for some pro things, that's not always ideal because you do need to know those options. We need noses. No, that's not what I want. Whoops, let's try it again. But like I said, back when I got my Surface, iPad, Apple Pencil, drawing was not a thing. Like they had not introduced that yet. So I on one of my websites, I have a detailed blog post where I went and like laid out all the options I was considering and kind of shared my research on it. Like at the time, I had friends. I still have those friends, but at the time, some friends of mine, what they were actually using were these tablets that were used by like factories or corporations for like warehouse stuff or something. Essentially, it was Wacom based. It was a Wacom based tablet, sort of, but it was an industrial utilization, and you could get them on eBay, but and they could like run Windows or something. I can't remember, but you could run Clip Studio on it. I know that much, and which was all you needed it for. And this was like 2013, 2014. Like we're talking over 10 years ago, which technology wise might as well be 50 years ago. And my friends who had them loved them, but there was some work to getting them to do what you wanted to do, and I kind of wanted like an out of the box solution. And at the time, the Surface, like also I could use it for as a laptop as well. And at the time, it was sort of I got the Surface Pro at the time, which was more or less the top of the line for what it was. We'll just do this to a little more definition here. Man, that's really washed out. I really got to fix that. That's something I keep forgetting about until I'm on here and I'm like, oh right, that's like super bright. Like the face thing here like is way darker on my iPad versus what I'm seeing in OBS. Let's up this a bit. The other options at the time were, you know, getting like a Wacom Cintiq, which, you know, was the gold standard at the time, and still is, I guess, probably, when it comes to like drawing tablets. But they were way more, and they might have been about this, I can't remember, but like the bigger ones were super expensive, and you know, they're locked to your desk, like you can't really transport them, and I wanted something portable, that I could, you know, draw on the go, take with me, especially if I'm utilizing it as a pseudo laptop solution. And I think they had the Cintiq Nomad or something. They had a portable version that, again, was cool, but I think it was also way more expensive than the Surface was at the time. I can't remember. I'll have to dig up the blog post and share it somewhere. But it's all such old technology that it doesn't matter. None of that stuff would be, you know, like all that info isn't really probably relevant anyway these days. So when I decided to get my iPad a few years ago, which I just looked up, I think I've had this for about 5 years. I got it at the time because my Surface, you know, was fine, but it was kind of starting to chug, and I just, again, there's some days I kind of regret ever going digital when I was doing comics, because it just, you know, changed everything, and I just, part of me wonders if I had never made that jump and just stuck to traditional, like where I would be at these days. And I could go back to that, but that's also a more laborious process because I had to, you know, I was scanning stuff. I was doing the, you know, the blue lead stuff, and then inking on top of it, and then dumping it in the Photoshop or Clip, I guess at this point. It was probably still Photoshop then. And like, you know, doing stuff to the scan so the blue lines wouldn't show up, you know. And I was just doing black and white comics too, and that was a lot of work. But yeah, so I do kind of wonder where I would be if I hadn't, I don't like that, made the jump to digital when I did. Let's try this again. But not that I don't like digital. I mean, my Surface has absolutely paid for itself a few times over, because like that's what I drew some of my art prints on, that are some of my, you know, best-selling prints. You know, so there's that. I need like a darker green maybe, or just a different pencil. Ooh, funky. Actually, you know what? Forget it. Let's just keep the weird watercolor. I just like making these fun shapes with the okay, all right, go from that to that. All right, sure. Okay, we've been doing this an hour. We'll do one more, so we have an even 10. Just checking some stuff real quick. Okay. Okay. Let's go back to this. Okay. I got an idea. I guess I kind of already did that. Maybe I'll end drawing and take a short break, then come back on and play some Balatro. We'll see. See how I'm feeling. I haven't played that on stream in a bit. Probably better do a Balatro stream tomorrow. You know. Sure, why not? Where are we here? Classic, total classic. Yeah, it's too close to it. Let's see here. Let's... It's a little better, but it's still pretty washed out on the video, but it is what it is. All right, let's go through them all. It's number 10. Number 9. Number 8. Number 7. Number 6. Number 5. Number 4. Yeah, that pencil does not show up too well on video. It's better in person. I mean, it's supposed to be, look like that, but that's number 2. Number 1. Well, that was fun. I'll to chop up the video and do a slideshow or something, or video, whatever, on TikTok or YouTube Shorts or something. So look for that soon. I shouldn't make that noise. My next event is Funky Ferndale in Ferndale, Michigan, September 19th through the 21st. So downtown Ferndale. And that is my last event of 2025, at least for the moment. Unless I get an offer I can't refuse, but we'll see. Probably do some sort of shopping event at the studio at some point before the year's out. That usually happens. And obviously I'll post about that. And yeah, but thanks for watching. We're calling good for tonight. And since tomorrow's Labor Day and I'm home, maybe I'll do a Balatro stream at some point. I don't know when. I'll have to, because it's also our anniversary tomorrow, so we got to do, anniversary stuff. And actually go to the studio, because neither of us have been at the studio to work on any art stuff in too long. Steph has more to do than I do, but I do have some things I need to do, and also some good news, and I'll post about this when it's I get more info, but I did drop off some art at Nelson Gallery this week in downtown Lansing. Some of my framed found cartoon pieces that previously have not been on display there. I'll post when those are. Hey, thanks for lurking. I appreciate it. And yeah. So yeah, I'll put news out when my stuff is up at Nelson Gallery. They also have new prints of mine. They have I dropped off 2 of each of my current new prints. So the new my Hot Cats, Cool Cats prints, and then the reproductions of my big square found cartoons will also be there. And yeah, so keep your eyes and ears peeled for that, and keep an eye out tomorrow, because maybe I'll do a stream tomorrow at some point just for fun. And otherwise, it'll be next Sunday for sure. And if you haven't, join the Discord channel to get all the latest updates for that stuff, because that's where I put it first when I'm going to do a stream or not do a stream or whatever. That's where all that stuff goes first. And also you get notified of when I'm live, and any other videos I post to YouTube get automatically linked to there as well. So if you missed a live stream, it'll show up there when I post to YouTube. When I post stuff to YouTube Shorts, it'll post there. I don't have my TikTok and stuff connected to that, because anything I post on TikTok, I post to YouTube Shorts anyway, so it's kind of redundant. Which I don't think I do. Pretty sure I don't. And there's other community channels in there and stuff too. So, anywho, thanks for watching. Let's see what happens when I put them all on at the same time. How crazy is this gonna get? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, that's something. Let's just turn some random ones off and see what happens here. Ooh, don't want to do that. All right. Anywho, that is it. And I will see you later, perhaps tomorrow. If not, I'll see you next Sunday. Thanks for watching.